What's up, everyone? My name is Trent Russell. I am the tech sales instructor at CourseCareers, and today I am speaking with Jentle. Jentle recently landed a job as an SDR, and he actually reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, "Hey, I'd love to be featured on the CourseCareers channel. I'd like to tell my story." And here we are. We're doing it now.
For sure. I'm super happy to be talking to you. I mean, I've been watching you on the videos with Course Careers, but it's good to, be in the flesh.
Yeah, let's talk about you and how you got to this point. So can you share what you were doing 6 months ago, and what was that moment of, let me completely change the trajectory of my career and get into tech?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm actually from a sales background. I'm an insurance broker. So I sell life
Awesome.
insurance, property and casualty, as well as health insurance. So I was already, pretty, well versed when it comes to sales, but not on like a bigger scale. So it was mostly B2C, like, talking to customers, getting them to sign up for policies and things like that. But I actually found you through a guy named Cyrus Harbin, who has the Tech is the New Black podcast. And he talked about being like a sales engineer and how great it was. And, eventually he kind of talked also about like tech sales and, how the growth is like exploding right now within the industry. And I was like, let me check this out. So I then went to Course Careers through his link and I took the free course first and learned a little bit about it. And I was like, this is for me. So, I mean, I jumped in head first.
What was it about the growth that interested you? Because it sounds like you were well versed in the insurance space, you were getting along fairly well. What was that change? Was it, I need to make more money, I need to have different work-life balance, I just want to be more excited about what I'm doing day to day? What was that reason for you?
Yeah, all the above, Trent. So, insurance is very lucrative. A lot of people make a great living. However, there are some downsides, particularly, you have like 14 to 16-hour work days. You're making somewhere between 2 to 300 calls per day, cold calling,
Wow. Those
which,
are big
just is a part
numbers.
of the it's just a part of the business, but also you're paying for leads every week. And I was spending anywhere between $200 to $500 per week in leads. And, you have to have leads so that you have people to speak to and potentially buy policies. And if you don't have leads, then you're not in business, right? So there's a lot that comes with the entrepreneur side. That really, kind of had me stuck when it came to insurance. Definitely love the sales part. The commission part is great. But I do have 3 children. I'd like to spend time with them. So I do need that work life balance. And also, I just had to put out a lot of income in order to see that return when it came to insurance. So for me, it just kind of became difficult after a while to maintain. So I started looking at different avenues, and tech sales was it. It was, yeah, it checked all the boxes.
So you identified what you wanted to get into tech sales to improve and advance your life further, to better provide for your family and overall your lifestyle. You came from a background of sales experience with insurance.
Mhm.
Did you try and start applying to roles directly, or what was the decision to say, you know what, let me take a step back, invest in my own education, and go to Course Careers?
Yeah, I just was like, I'm gonna go to Course Careers. That was just like I didn't want to jump into the field of tech sales without having like that knowledge background. Like, yes, I'm well versed in sales, but tech sales is a whole different animal, right? So I've never done that part. So for me, it was like Course Careers first. Find out all of the vocabulary, all of the different insights that you really need to understand in order to thrive in this particular field. So for me, it was like, hey, I'm going to go through Course Careers. I made no mistake about it. I wanted to be really knowledgeable before I went into the field. And when I took the free course for Course Careers first, I was like, okay, this is really giving me a great outline. And it just made sense for me to go through the course. Okay, looks like we had a little glitch, but I see you moving now. So
We're back. We're back. So you joined Course Careers, and what was your experience like once you got into the course?
yeah, the experience was great. Like, when I tell you, like, the information was really clear. It was really streamlined. I knew exactly what I had to do. Everything was laid out for me. I had no questions at all because the course literally, hit all of the objectives. And in addition to that, what was really great as well was that even after you finish the course, the graduate portal, like, let you link with coaches and also gave you insights about like how to interview and how to create, a resume and cover letter that's going to kind of pique the interest of recruiters in tech sales. It just kind of, brought everything full circle because it made a lot of sense. It told you what to do from the beginning all the way into the end, up until like the interview portion. So, yeah, that was really great.
Did you ever work with any coaches?
I actually did not work with any coaches. So, funny story for me, my business was like suffering. Like, Trent, when I tell you a month ago, I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do because I mean, insurance has been my life for the last 2 years, but my business really kind of plateaued. And I was like, okay, I'm struggling in my business. I don't want to do something other than sales, but I have to find something else that is going to help my business grow. Um, or just kind of figure out, what the next step was. So from there, I found Course Careers and everything kind of just made sense. I mean, it had all of the things that I wanted. I mean, the growth of like, there are people within tech sales who are, starting with six figures, and there are people who are making, 500K to $1 million a year. Like, the more that you go through your career field, or that promotion growth, right? But within insurance, it's like it's not like that. Like, in order for you to get to like $1 million a year, you have to build a team, you have to, get a lot of people, you got to recruit people, you got to make a lot of calls and all of that. And I was like, wow, I'm doing so much hard work over here on this side when it comes to insurance. And tech sales has like a clearly defined path of how I can get there in like half of the time. So for me, it just all made sense. I didn't meet with any coaches or anything. I just jumped head first. I finished the course in 3 weeks. And then, like 2 weeks after that, I had a job offer. So, I mean, I just hit the ground running, and I used all of the prospecting tools that I learned in the course in order to like find a position. So I was like stalking companies on LinkedIn. I was like DMing recruiters, sending my resume. I think I filled out like maybe probably like 100 or maybe 150 applications, and I did like 3 or 4 interviews and picked the best one out of those 3 or 4, and that's how I got with the company that I'm with now, which is Torch Dental.
What's your experience been like on the other side now that you're actually doing what you wanted to do?
It's amazing. Like, I have a fully remote position. I have a clearly defined pathway to go from SDR to account executive and beyond. Like, I can't explain to you how happy I am. Like, I, in my wildest dreams, I didn't think it would all, happen this quickly. But I really use the tools that you taught in the course, like the prospecting and, really going after it, and use my grit and determination to like get to the next level when it came to tech sales, and it paid off. So I am ecstatic. Like, I mean, people have been DMing me since I made my post about finding a position. People have been DMing me on LinkedIn, and they're like, wow, this is awesome. Like, you finished Course Careers in like 2 to 3 weeks, and then you found a job in like another 2 weeks. Like, would you recommend it? And I'm like, I would 100% recommend it. Like, I can't believe how, quickly like this all came together, but success loves speed, and it worked out. I'm super excited.
Yeah, and I feel your sense of optimism and excitement with it, which is really cool for me to see. And you make it seem easy. You say, "Well, I got in Course Careers 3 weeks later, boom, a few applications, a few interviews, 2 weeks later, job." Didn't think it happened this fast. What
No.
what what obstacles and challenges did you face in that month and a half to go from insurance plateauing, business not good, to now,
Yeah.
okay, I have optimism and hope about the future again?
Yeah, I mean, it was not easy by any means. Like, the Course Careers course itself, it's not I mean, it's simple, but it's not easy by any means. Like, you have to really study the material. You really have to invest in yourself, like that time commitment to learn the vocabulary, to learn all of the different things that come along with being in tech sales. And in addition to that, the final exam, the first time I took it, I did pass it, but I got like a 73%. So that's probably because I went through the course so quickly and I was like, oh, I know everything. But, when I saw that 73%, yes, it was a passing grade, but it wasn't what I needed to kind of get those prospective companies to kind of look at our profiles on Course Careers. So what I did was went back over the material, really looked at all of the notes that the proctor gave me for, like, why my score wasn't high enough on the test. And I studied, studied, studied. I took the test again and then I got 87%. So
Mm.
after that, I was like, okay, I had to kind of dial back and look back at the information. So it's not easy by any means. There's definitely a lot of hard work that comes as far as the course goes. And then not only that, after you pass the final exam, you do have to put yourself out there. You have to make that LinkedIn profile. You have to, search out these companies that you want to work for. You have to talk to recruiters. So it's definitely not easy, but I would say, and I've definitely had some obstacles, but I would say that, if you're really determined and you want to get into tech sales or break into tech, period, you can do it. You just have to have that grit and that determination. And I know that that grit and determination is also what's going to help me be successful in the SDR role. So, yeah.
Imagine yourself 6 months ago, the insurance may be still plateauing at that point, and you want to make a change, but you don't quite know what that looks like or what to do. What words would you have for your former self and for that person out there that's listening, that's going through that cycle of uncertainty and trying to figure things out? What words would you have for them?
I would say, number one, believe in yourself, and you're right in the position that you need to be in order to get to the next level. I wouldn't even have thought about tech sales unless my business would have been failing, right? So it took for that to happen for me to kind of do that research, and find Cyrus Harbin's podcast, and then learn about tech sales and to get to this level. So I would say, to somebody who's kind of going through that same cycle of like, what am I going to do next, or what's the next step? I'd say, trust in the process. Do some research, figure out, what is the next step that looks, good for you. When it comes to Course Careers, there are free courses that are like the intro to each of the actual courses. So you can take some time, look into that, see which one is going to be the best fit, and then align yourself with that particular course. And again, if you have that grit and that determination and you really want to succeed, you will succeed.
Well said. I like it. Well, Gentle, thanks so much for being here today. I've linked the free intro course that you mentioned down below. Also includes $50 discount to those of you who end up signing up. Hope to see you on the other side. And Gentle, thanks again for being here today.
Thanks so much, Trent. It was great talking to you.